I think this is around by the time where they would tell you listen to this track, bitch. Listen to this track. So concerned about my real life, and that's alright. But who are you? Just a nut nigga with a strap. It don't take rocket science to shoot. You don't know shit about getting bricks out. You probably still work Jew for Jew. You don't know shit about on your blood because you paid your bills with all that loot. How about your baby about to be born and he don't got Pampers, wipes, or food? How about your mama fucking your best friend and y'all both just finished school? But it's okay. She thinks it's cool. You're in her way. It's time you move. And you just paid all her damn bills, so you feel like a fool. So what do you suggest I do? You think you know? You got no clue. So please don't tell me what you think I ain't been through.
I don't give a fucker, they don't like me. I don't give a fucker, they don't like me. I don't give a fucker, they don't like me. I don't give a fucker, they don't like me. Hey, I don't give a fucker, they don't like me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to AJ's Time. Right, yes. So we can see what's going on today. Everything is going on. I hope everything is well on you guys' part. I'm gonna do this right quick because I had to wait for my other computer to come up. Yeah, sometimes it happens like that. And I'm gonna get right in it because we're gonna talk about Trump America. Because this is Trump America. People believe everything what this man says, and they're accepting it. They, regardless of they're having this in their face, like when he sat up there and he was in front of Putin, and it's like he was a coward-ass lion. This bitch just stood up there and turned against United States completely. He turned against, he went against United States. So I'm gonna get my computer up and we're gonna talk about this because this is amazing that his base have still accept his excuse of would and wouldn't. You know, these fuckers are dumb as hell. Let me try to get this up right now. Let me try to get this up. And other thing. Okay, let's go live on here. Get it up and switch. Okay, people, I'm here. I just had to try to put this Periscope up so people can hear what I have to say on Periscope. Now, Trump America, his fan base have accepted would and wouldn't. For the like of me, this man stood up and he actually turned against the United States. When you do not come into defense of the FBI that you are the boss and you turn against your own country, and your explanation is because you did not say in your fan base have accepted what you said, you know there's a problem. You can tell, and this is the reason why he talks about his fan base. When he said, I love what? Poorly educated people. They are so poorly educated, they don't care if this, they don't care if this man turned against United States. Long as it will not be another black man in office, wouldn't be a woman in office, he can blow this goddamn country apart. He have turned against the country. He is, the only thing he's doing is continue to turn against the country and spend our money. People are starving. The farmers are killing themselves. And somehow he's doing a parade for $33 million, $1 trillion. I got to look that up again. I said it last time, and now let me look this up. Be precise. Last time I said it wrong, and I had to come back and redact. I'm gonna look to see how much this parade costs. But he continued to spend our money, and these Trump supporters just continue to accept what he's giving you. Now, does that not sound like that you do not give a fuck about America? And we already know that most of you Trumpettes that hate, quote unquote, people of color, immigrants who's fighting the war, you're not going to get your ass out there. You're just like your president. You're not going to get out there and fight this country for this country. That I cannot understand, for the lack of me, a lot of people of color out here fighting for a country that does not care about them. I am looking up this military parade, how much it costs. Last time I know it was 30, I think it's 30 million. I think it's 33 million, if I'm not mistaken. That can go and help other people. Look it up. Okay, so, okay. It says estimated 12 million. I went down. Last time I checked, it says in February that the parade final cost could fall anywhere between 10 million and 30 million. Okay, I knew I had a 30 million in there. Yes. And he's inviting Putin again, throwing that in our face. Again, he's throwing it in our face like, I'm going to do what I want to do. And the reason why he's doing it is because he can do it. He's been doing so much and nobody have not told him to stop. The Congress have not told him to stop. Nobody haven't told this man to stop doing what he's doing. He's continuing to do what he wants to do. Like he's tweeting. He threatened Iran. Why are you threatening Iran? We haven't had no problem with Iran, but because the President Obama created the Iran deal, you had to go back and just diminish that. It's because a black man created. You would never be President Obama. You are poorly educated, just like your people, your face, your band, your fan base. You can never understand. You could never understand never understand what President Obama have done and what people gonna see next year, because his facial year is in progress. They're gonna see, and it's showing now how many people are losing their jobs because he's undoing everything what President Obama have done. People fail to realize President Obama came behind Bush. Bush created the Great Recession. President Obama couldn't help but do a lot of stuff, and Congress and the Senate, people forget they was not helping him at all. So Trump come along, and I can't wait. Another thing about your Trump base is the poorly educated and the most ones that are on welfare. See, they love putting propaganda out and saying Africans are on welfare. We are not on welfare. Most of us are not on welfare. I work every day. Most of the people I hang around with work every day. They are not on welfare. We make only 14% of the population. We are not the majority. You guys are. Colonizers, you are the majority. You are on welfare and food stamps. But you put the propaganda out and try to make yourself look good and feel good, because you want to say we need to get rid of the people of color because they're on welfare. I tell everybody, in 2 years I'm out this fucking country. You say go back to where I'm from, I'm gonna go back to Africa. Now find where you're from, because you don't even know where you're from. I have had enough of United States. At least I have a country. Where your country's at? It kills me that Trump America and these poorly educated, ill-educated people don't know what's going on. They don't study politics. They don't know what's actually happening. They can give a fuck. Long as Trump look big and bad. That's not how it works in America. Diversity is a must in America. But I tell all the Africans and people of color, leave this fucking country. Because I'm going to leave it. Leave it. See how far America gets. If all of the people of color leave this country and go to other countries, we will see how America exists. But I know that's not going to happen. Not at all. I think that mostly Trump fan base, they need to get more educated in politics. But you know what? I'm going to say something. Even if they get more educated in politics, they can give a fuck. Like I said at the beginning, they would rather see this country blow up than say they was wrong in voting for Trump. Trump sold this country out last week. He sold it out. And because he stood up there and said wouldn't, he's okay with that. They're okay with that. But another thing that kills me, because you hate a man because of his color of his skin, you hate a man so much, and he's the one save your welfare. He created an insurance so you can use, because most of you are using it. Colonizers, you are using it. Most of you are. And you can't stand him. And the funny thing about it is, your man who you voted for, who you love, is taking away your insurance. The coal miners getting black lung again. That's going to close down soon. He's taking away your insurance. You talked about President Obama, about Obamacare all day long. And Trump is going to take away your insurance. And you have nothing. He's not going to replace it with nothing. At least you had insurance. And how funny we forget about reason why President Obama created Obamacare. Actually, it's ACA. They just had to put the name on it so you can hate it. So, what are you going to do? And let me go back, retract. How do we forget about things? Reason why President Obama created ACA. People was going to the hospital with no insurance, and it was raising the deficit. So he created ACA to cover that, and our deficit went down. And I did bring it up. I'm going to bring it up again. I want to bring up how we forget about what Bush left President Obama. He left him in a recession. He did a hell of a job. And I had one colonizer get on one of my social media. And he was talking so bad about... Now, I'm going to tell you something. I disagree on a lot of stuff what President Obama have did. And some of the things you can't help but give this man praise. So this colonizer got on here and he says, well, he took away jobs. No, he created jobs, and that's why Trump came into a good economy. And he's destroying it now because everything he does to reverse President Obama policies, that's creating, we are going back where we started from with Bush, and that was a great recession. See, he gave permanent tax cuts to the rich and gave temporary tax cut to the poor, and guess what? Your tax cut, your everything, what you're talking about, it is going into taxing. Now that your state is taxing you, you no longer get that temporary tax cut. It's because you're paying for the taxes on gasoline that is raising. Prices is going to start raising because of the tariffs that Trump put towards China. See, a lot of people are not following what's going on. All that tax cut, temporary tax cut that we, the poor class and the middle class, have received, you no longer getting that. You have to pay higher taxes in gasoline. You go to the store, the groceries have went higher as well. So where is that tax cut at? It's nowhere to be found. You're no longer getting that extra, they so-called $200. I haven't seen that $200 yet, and I work for the government. I haven't seen it yet. People say they have seen it. I haven't seen it. Not at all. So, I don't know why my neck is itching. You paying all that. But see, the crazy part, I said this yesterday to my brother. I was talking to him, and I was telling him, I said, I can't wait to the end of the year. And the reason why I can't wait to the end of the year, so Trump base, fan base, that's when they're going to get it the most. End of the year, if the Democrat doesn't take the 2 houses back and reverse that tax plan. I don't know how they're going to do it with the rich. They need to really take those tax cuts away. The rich is buying up their stocks like no tomorrow. They kept on saying the rich is going to put more money, give people raises and stuff like that. The rich is not doing that. They buying up their stocks like everybody thought before, like I thought before. You know? Excuse me. But at the end of the year, if the Democrats doesn't take back, and I'm tired of these Democrats not doing their damn job. They're taking advantage of our votes. That's another thing that I would love to talk about. But if the Democrats doesn't take it back, the beginning of 2019, there's 2 things I'm going to talk about the Democrats. 2019, we're going to feel the effect of everything that Trump have taken away from us and given to cover the permanent tax break for the rich. We can't file for houses anymore. We can't file for our clothing anymore. We can't file for anything for our taxes. So most of us will wind up owing taxes, paying for the rich. Now I remember, and I studied this, this is the reason why Roosevelt told the rich to share with the poor class, because the economy will not exist if the middle class and poor class can't spend money. We're the one that's spending money. The rich is not spending that money. And that keeps the economy going. But when we have rich people who are so greedy in America, it's going to be a problem. We're going to go right back, not in a recession, we're going to go into a Great Depression. And people don't understand that, especially Trump fan base. They're not. The only thing they follow politics is on is when they see Trump standing up there lying. This is the most lying ass president. Anything comes out of his mouth, you can't believe it. He could be telling the truth on something, and you can't believe it. We have never had a president to have confidential information and give it to our enemy, not ally, enemy. Or he would tweet it. We have never had this. And I always say, and I tweet this shit to him, how could we go from the smartest president, President Obama, to the dumbest president that really don't give a damn about this country? At what point will his fan base wake up? Will you wake up when a nuclear head blow this country up? That's when you'll wake up. And it's something I saw. I'm gonna tell you how he's hurting this country. I read. Let me go back if I can find it. I read China and Pakistan have made a deal. He put a tariffs on China, and guess what? Pakistan came right behind it and say, let's make a deal. See, China already owns United States. But China and Pakistan are making a deal now and excluding United States. So, like I said, you guys don't understand, mostly Trump fan base don't understand that he's raising tariffs over here on China and China over here making deals with Pakistan. You thinking that you don't need diversity and he's raising these tariffs up. Sooner or later, we're going to be cut off from other countries. So let's see. They invested 20. They are making for enfranchise. Listen, people. We need infrastructure. We need our infrastructure done. Our infrastructures is breaking down, but we have a president is trying to do a military parade between $10 million to $30 million. China just made a deal with Pakistan to get their infrastructure done for $28 billion. $28 billion in Pakistan. See, China have the money. And what most of you fan base see, that's why the tariffs being raised. Let me tell you something. The tariffs being raised and China raised the tariffs on us. It's tariffs war now. Guess who winning? China. China is winning. Now, why do I say that? But because the reason why I say that is because the farmers are suffering. Like Trump was saying yesterday when he was talking to the vets that it's mind-boggling. I don't see how the vets can actually stand up there and listen to that bullshit. That's crazy. But they did. He said he's going to give money to the farmers, but the farmers wouldn't need the money if you would have left those tariffs alone. See, the problem is he does not know about diversity. He doesn't care because he's a white nationalist. We have a white nationalist in the House. The tariffs that he raised, China raised, because the soybeans usually go over to China. Not only soybeans, lobster, crabs, all these things usually go over to China. They was buying these things from these farmers. Look it up. Everything I say, just look it up. Now the farmers are killing themselves because they can't afford it. They can't afford those tariffs. And the rich sitting right over there, and they're sitting their ass down, laughing, don't care, eating. They're sitting down, eating, and enjoying their lives. And their kids will never have to worry about it ever again. Money. But yet, this fan base continues to support somebody who continues to take away from them. Continue to take away from them. This is Trump America. You know what else about Trump America? When colonizers sit up there and say these things. Just forget about it. You always bringing up the race card. It's more racism showing now since this guy have gotten into office than in the Jim Crow era. And I know the reason why I know about the Jim Crow era because my family was in there. And you know where you stand. These Caucasians was told to let go when Trump got up there and started going after immigrants. People of color. Yes, we got a white nation. If I was in that fucker face, and the fucker is Trump, I would point my finger like that white woman point her finger in President Obama's face, and I would say, you white freaking nationalists. I wouldn't care nothing about that piece of shit. And I don't care about him. He's a straight up piece of shit. Trump is. He's a con artist. We can see a mile away the people who have their eyes open. He has been hustling United States for years. Never paid anything back. Have always filed bankruptcy. But people think that's a great business person. So the fan base when it not even just the fan base, the other colonizers that sit up there and they see when we bring up racism exists and it's alive and kicking, it's in the DNA of this economy, the DNA of America. They would say, why are you always bringing up the race card? Just forget about it. How the fuck can we forget about it when a young black woman, Nia Wilson, was killed by a racist? But then they'll say, oh, it wasn't about race. But we could get on the other hand how colonizers' cops are killing our black brothers and sisters every day. But they say, just forget about it. How can you forget something when it continues to happen? I made a fine example the other day when my AC went out and I called Sears. So they say we can finance you, and I have great credit. Make sure I pay everything. And it was almost $7,000 for just the AC unit, not even the heating unit. So they say our financial percentage is 1.9, I think 1.9. So we're gonna go ahead and get your finance. Well, you know, once they get your Social Security, it shows you are a black, and I'm a black woman. Even though I have great credit, pretty high up. Come back, and she said, you don't have to put down payment before she ran my Social Security. Come back, had a whole lot of people will finance me. And the reason why I'm saying this, because I'm going to show you how the system is systematically racism is put in. Now, I didn't say that right, so I'm going to say it right. This system systematically, it is systematically racist. It is built in the DNA. It It is built in. It's the DNA of racism. That's why we bring it up. Not only because the cops are killing my brothers and sisters, and they get no right. Not only people who calling on little kids, and not too long ago, called on a brother in San Francisco, his own business. His own business, lemonade. And they called, found out that was his business. They wanted his ID. Why would they want his ID when he already showed that that place belongs to him once he opened the door? But they still wanted. The reason why they wanted it is because they want to run his name to see if he have warrants. It's not about safety. It's about they want to see if you have warrants. You know, the propaganda of thinking every black person have warrants. That pissed me off. But let me get back to the AC unit. So she said, oh, we have a whole lot of people who want to give you finance, but you have to put $500 down. Now, let me tell you, did I not say at the beginning that she said you don't have to put $500 down? But somehow I would have to put $500 down. So she said, and the companies will finance you, it's not going to be 1.9 percentage or interest. It's going to be 24.9% interest. I'm paying twice. I will pay like, it was $7,000. I will pay about 24 when I'm finished, if I would have gotten that. See how the system is made? It makes Africans harder to survive. It makes African hard to, it is harder for Africans to survive. Once they got my Social Security, they know I had good credit, have good credit. But it doesn't matter because they saw a black female, and the first thing they would say, black people don't pay their bills. That's a lie. If that's the case, I wouldn't be in my house. I wouldn't have credit cards that is paid off. I wouldn't have nothing what I had. Pay off my car. 2008, I got a brand new car with no miles on it. It is now paid off. But yet, 24.9% interest, and have to put down payment of $500. To let you know, no, I did not get it financed. You know I have AC now. I'll be sweating. I know how to survive. Africans have always known how to survive. I have a new unit. No, I do not have any payments every month. Might as well buy a new unit and have someone to put it in. And you don't have no payments. See, the system, and it's funny because when I was going to school for my bachelor's science degree, I did a report on this. I did a report on payday loans and other loans, and I compare it to colonizers, and I compare it to Africans in the United States. And it was funny because when she did come back to me, I said, I did a report on this. When I was an undergrad, and it proven of a doubt what I said, that they would give colonizers 1.9%, and they may not pay none of their bills. But when it comes down to us, it's the same range, because I had it on my old paper, I had 24.5, but this came back 24.9. I had that in my report of my undergrad. Talked about it, wrote it up, had to do a book report about it. Excuse me. And I did a book report about this situation, and it comes back and it proved what I was talking about. Yeah, people, racism is in United States DNA, and it's crazy because a lot of you colonizers, Caucasians, white folks, love to tell us, stop talking about it. Always bringing up the race, because it does exist. Because it makes you uncomfortable, you want someone to stop talking about it. It makes you uncomfortable. Who gives about your comfortability? Who gives about because you're not comfortable? We haven't been comfortable since the first African touchdown in America. Our ancestors have not been comfortable when you took them away from Africa. So who gives a damn about your comfortability? And I'm just making up a word, but I am, yeah. I do not care about how comfortable you are, because you do not want to hear about what your ancestors done and what you're doing. You're uncomfortable. Who gives a rat's ass that you're uncomfortable because we're talking about race, how you and other people treat people of color? For an example, I was watching a video of a colonizer, and y'all know when I say colonizer, I'm talking about Caucasians, white folks. He was walking, it was cops, it was like 3 cops in the back, 2 cops in the front. And this cop, please put your gun down. Please put your gun down. Please put your gun down. Just begging this colonizer. He was a colonizer too. The cop was. And he kept on begging. And the guy was coming with him at the knife and went inside. They allowed him to go back inside. They didn't shoot him. Behold on me. And they let him come back outside with another knife. Please put, he had 2 knives then. Please put your knife down. Please put your knife down. So they shot him with rubber bullets. Not real bullets like they do our brothers and sisters. Kill them. They shot him with rubber bullets. Yeah, I seen that. If that was a black man, first of all, he would have never made it inside the house. They would have shot him dead. He would have never came that close because he was running to the cops with the knives. Black man would have been dead before you can think of it. But there's You want us to forget about something that we know that it exists. We live it every day. And because you are uncomfortable to hear the things that is actually going on, you have a problem with hearing about it. Who gives a fuck? Because you're uncomfortable. So everybody should care about, everybody who's a person of color should care about, because that's what you do. Program people of color to care about how you feel. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn how you feel. You don't make my day. We see how it is. Just like Eric Garner. Choked to death. Y'all finally want to proceed after the cops. Sessions, sit your ass down. You trying to make Trump administration look good? No. Just like the fan base continue to say, oh, he's going to drain the swamp. He brought the swamp in there. Look how much money they have spent of taxpayer money. My money. Other people's money. Most of you colonizers don't know about that because y'all on welfare, so y'all can give a damn. Nia Wilson was killed at the BART station in Oakland, California by, I guarantee if they look like white nationalists, he was a 27-year-old who was on probation. They found the knife not far from where the stabbing happened.